The Living Blueprint, The Secret Dialogue of Asclepius 21 through 29. Introduction, The Threshold of Mystery. Imagine sitting deep within a secluded Egyptian temple sanctuary, far removed from the bustling markets along the Nile. The air is still heavy with incense. Hermes Trismegistus is speaking in hushed, authoritative tones to his brilliant student, Asclepius. This is not an ordinary lecture on ethics or basic philosophy. It is a sacred initiation. Discovered hidden in a clay jar in Egypt as part of the Nag Hammadi Library, this specific Coptic translation of Asclepius reveals an ancient, breathtaking worldview. It exposes the hidden ligaments that tie the human mind, the natural world, and the creator of all things together. Hermes steps across the threshold of human limitation to show Asclepius exactly how the universe is structured, how the soul detaches from physical matter, and why humanity possesses a terrifying, beautiful power to bridge the gap between the earthly and the divine. Chapter 1. The Divine Mirror and the Magic of Humanity. Hermes begins by revealing a concept that shocks Asclepius to his core: the true nature of humanity's creative power. In the Hermetic universe, the Creator made two types of divine beings: the eternal gods of spirit, who inhabit the stars, and human beings on earth. But humanity is not merely a passive creation. Hermes explains that because humans possess an immortal soul and a brilliant intellect, they are capable of mirroring the Creator's own work. He points to the towering statues in the inner sanctum and reveals an ancient esoteric secret: humanity has the power to bring statues to life. By carving pristine forms from the earth and binding them with sacred herbs, prayers, and celestial alignments, the ancients invited living, conscious, spiritual forces to inhabit the stone. Hermes reveals that humanity is uniquely dualistic, capable of looking down to care for the material earth while simultaneously looking up to call down the very powers of heaven. Chapter 2. The Cosmic Shadow. As the dialogue deepens, Hermes turns his gaze to the inherent danger of this immense human power. If humanity can pull heaven down to earth, it can also sever that connection entirely. This brings us to the famous Lament, the dark centerpiece of the dialogue. Hermes warns that a tragic era is approaching when mankind will grow blind to this living harmony. People will treat the earth like a dead corpse to be looted rather than a sacred temple to be preserved. When humanity forgets its spiritual origin and stops tending to the internal altar of virtue, the living forces will abandon the stone. The temples will grow cold, the air stagnant, and the gods will retreat back into the high dimensions, leaving an empty, cynical world to spin in absolute darkness until a grand cosmic cleansing washes the corruption away. Chapter 3. The Weighing of the Soul and the Great Sorting. Following the dark warning of the prophecy, the text shifts to the immediate practical reality of death. Asclepius asks what happens when the physical body fails and the soul is forced to exit its earthly envelope. Hermes describes a vivid, majestic process of cosmic sorting. When a soul departs the flesh, it does not automatically float to the highest heaven. Instead, it is met by a supreme spiritual judge, a chief guide who inspects the soul's weight, its clarity, and its memories. The weight of materiality. If the soul lived a life chained entirely to gluttony, anger, greed, and earthly stress, it remains heavy, dense, and dark. The judge casts it down into the lower atmospheric currents, where it is tossed about by chaotic winds and internal torments until it learns to let go of its earthly friction. The ascent of light. But if the soul spent its time on earth cultivating deep knowledge, quiet focus, and unwavering character, it is weightless. It easily cuts through the lower atmosphere, ascending effortlessly past the planetary spheres, returning to its true home in the realm of pure, unquenchable light. Epilogue. Building the sanctuary within. When we look through the magnificent, fiery dialogue of Asclepius, we discover an enduring blueprint for self-mastery in our modern lives. The text reminds us that we are active creators of our own internal environment. In a world full of noise, relentless chaos, and cynical distractions, it is easy to let our inner lives become a ruined temple. We allow temporary worries and daily stresses to animate our minds, turning our focus into a heavy anchor that keeps us trapped in the lower currents of anxiety. Asclepius challenges you to recognize your own divine spark. You have the power to choose what animates your life. By consciously carving out a sanctuary of quiet reflection, pursuing deep wisdom, and choosing to act with absolute integrity, you bring your own internal temple back to life. You strip away the heavy earthly doubts, allowing your mind to operate on a completely higher frequency of absolute clarity, stability, and enduring peace.